Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. In this part we're going to take care of the preparations for chapter 22. But first, our old friend the map screen. More recap for what all we have just seen. But at least it's a bit more relevant. But we're going to make one stop along our way back before we head back to Crimea. Palmeni Temple. And the chapter solo. I wonder why it's called solo. I've never gotten that about this chapter. It's been one of the weirder things. In the meantime, reinforcements from Benyon. Not a word. So, they fly Benyon's insignia. There's no doubt about their authenticity. The man in command is one of Benyon's most beloved heroes, General Zilgius. There's no mistaking him, sir. And allow for the meat. General Zilgius. He wears some nice crimson armor. That was cool. Which is interesting. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that it matches a certain other knight, but we'll see. Look at what soldiers we have now. Duke Persis has returned home. Yep. Sephiran. Duke Persis is also senior statesman of the Imperial Senate, and began working immediately to settle the affairs of the state. Met with the Apostle, and they both exchanged reports on foreign and domestic affairs. Huh. Meanwhile, there's a couple courses of action. They brought the entire Imperial Senate into line, and they sent us here to aid. Interesting. Meanwhile, Benyon has allied itself with Crimea. That's good to hear. Wow, thank you. What'd you have me do? I'm more to help in any way possible. I can't think of anything right now. I have permission to make camp around the palace with the rest of my troops. That's no problem. And do not hesitate to call. They're at Ike's disposal. That was unexpected. A little bit. All for our little army. It's hard to believe that they go through all this trouble. First we take Dane's capital, and now things are looking up. At least we think so. If we don't receive help from Gallia, we'll still be able to defeat Ashnard. It's like a dream. Meanwhile, Soren disagrees. Crimea's army is not the crux of Dane's defeat, then this war means nothing. What does this have to do with the arrival of the reinforcements? Simple. Than we had originally received. Not only that, but these soldiers are marching under Benyon's name. The reinforcements are responsible for the defeat of King Daon. What do you think would happen? That achievement and the victory itself would belong to the Benyon Empire, not Crimea. If that happens, Crimea will be rebuilt however Benyon sees fit. And Princess Lincia will just be a mere figurehead, and then, deeds of an unknown mercenary company will be expertly covered up. Meanwhile, yep. Soren is being a bit rude, but he isn't lying. That is probably what would happen. I have heard of situations like this, which you described, but whether or not this is such a case, we've been fortunate enough to receive this goodwill. Must we always search for ulterior motives? Yes, and they must. After all, can't forget about Nasir. And naive attitude let him remain undetected for a while. We're at war. All doubts, no matter how small, must be extinguished. He isn't wrong. But at the same time, and discussing that at length, we meet in an hour. Interesting, Ike. Report from the last battle. Taranio is the new ally, and Khalil ended up being our MVP. Very nicely done. Spent a bit, earned a little bit from selling off some broken stuff. No deaths, nothing beyond repair. We're all good. I think I'll meet you guys back here after I do bonus experience, like the last base part. Very nicely done, Boyd. Okay, nicely done, Leth. Okay, nicely done, Rolf. Okay, reasonably done, Neffany. Very nicely done, Devdan. Nicely done, Khalil. Alright, I'm finished handing out bonus experience, so now, let's go to the info conversations. George. Let's see. There's sending me away, but I don't want to kill him. What should I do? Is this about the game again? We had to go ahead and tutor Daniel, and now I've been on a losing streak. Back we were on board the ship, but that was just one hint. Daniel isn't like me, he's smart. He's the one who thought up of this game, and he's getting better and better. I hardly win anymore. Instead of playing that game, why don't you try some real combat? Rabbity-go-lucky traveling merchants, we don't exactly know anything about fighting. Good way to put it. Nice and all fun, but can you say your stupid game for someone who's not fighting their life and day in and out? Well, what did you expect? Everything's war, and there's no place for us. All we can do is play this game. Sorry, I'll just go lose again. For heaven's sake. If there's an opponent you don't want to kill, just shove him out of the way. Then you don't have to fight him. Huh? Oh, thanks. Not sure how well this will end, but hope you can continue to be of service. I know how much stress you've been under, that's for sure. And Soth. This is actually something interesting. Commander Ike. Oops, I'm supposed to call you General now, huh? Commander's fine. What's going on? What are you thinking about? And yeah, this is actually something that leads into this game's sequel. But there's nowhere to assume where she went. I won't say a word, so what are you thinking about then? I didn't say this before, but Dan's his homeland. Till a few years back, he lived in the slums of Navassa and stole for a living. Go to her old stomping ground, saw some old friends. The rest of the city's empty, but they're still here. They've got no other place to go, you know. Everyone was mad that Crimea had won. They said their king had been here, there'd be no way they would have been defeated. It's so weird. Isn't that right? But all they ever did was complain about Navassa. At least Ashnard isn't the worst king in the world. Strong enough you could rise up and become a knight one day, you could escape the filthy slums. He's the only one who ever gave us a chance, and hope. That's for sure. I don't mind fighting with you all, but still seeing my homeland scarred and trampled, though, is tough. For sure. I know Crimea suffering in Crimea feel the same. It's hard to change how you feel, so no doubt about it. Any supports? Neffany has the last one with Brom. Boyd also has his last one with Brom, so let's get on to this one, shall we? I give up. You're too much for me, Boyd. You were close this time. You've gotten a lot better. Soon, training's gonna wrap up. And yeah, plenty of enemies will be afraid of Brom, that's for sure. You're gonna end up being a royal guard. No, thank you. I'm done fighting. When this war's over, he's going back to farming. That's for sure. How do mercenaries seem to you? I mean farmers. Simple people. I don't get you, Boyd. World's full of mercenaries, but most of them are just scoundrels who can't hold any other job. Isn't that right? There's no war to fight. They wander the countryside without honest work. And, yep, turn to common cutthroats. We're not like them, I know that, but you can't tell by just looking at us, that's for sure. When I walk through towns, I hear, careful, the mercenaries are back, or they're scrounging for money. It kind of hurts, you know? It would hurt, not gonna lie. Folks always judge, and they're usually wrong. Such is prejudice, and how it is in the world. Very much how Bjork expects certain things of Lagoose. And back to training. Let's go the extra mile in this time. Meanwhile, Brom, having a bit of a tough time. Nefany, she can support with Devdan, but don't really need that. Tormod, I'll get you to support with Khalil since I basically have nobody else for you to support with. And yeah, Devdan can't exactly have you doing your thing yet. Khalil. I won't answer you unless you call me a lady. A pretty lady. Well then... Beautiful lady, would you please teach me magic? Well... He's a curious kid, that's for sure. I aced them. Heck, aced everything in this book. Boastfulness does not become you, dear. Brash tongue will make me teach you any faster. Yeah, I'll show you. I mean, can you please make sure I'm doing them right? Please, pretty lady? This is so weird. So much work in so little time, that's for sure. He's quite the glutton for punishment, and glutton for work, that's for sure. Now with that done, let's outfit everybody. Definitely don't need an armor slayer for this map. I am, however, going to have you keep the other killing edge equipped, as your class kind of just lends itself to that. Convoy, give the hammer. I'll take the other killer axe at this point. There's really not a lot of reason not to take that. Also, I can give this to the convoy now. Shop, armory, I think, yep, steel bow. Just put it straight on the Boyd. Doesn't really need any forging as his strength is already pretty sky high. Also, I want you to remember these stats for later whenever I review a different character. But, for now, Convoy, Ileana. Take this Thunder Tome. I kind of wish I could have you use Thor on. But, for now, it's perfectly fine. Also, Elf Thunder is 7 might, Jesus. Not Forge. I actually meant to go look at the armory again. Hellfire and Light and Shine. Things I don't need, I'll just keep on the normal Thunder Tome. In the meantime, Khalil, where are you? Brom, Convoy, give the Smite Tome. Tormod and Nefany. Elwind. Shop. Oh right, there isn't more Elwinds in there. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to grab Tornado out of the convoy, as her weapon rank and Wind should be getting close to getting to A rank, and then I'll be able to use Tornado on her. In the meantime, is there anything else I need? Volk, give all of these into the convoy. Tyranio, I don't plan on using you regularly yet, so I'm just going to have you shove everything into the convoy. Meanwhile, Rolf, not sure if he needs a talisman. I'm going to work on getting rid of both the killer bow and silencer, as then I'll probably equip the longbow and maybe I'll forge something. In the meantime, honestly, I'd much rather throw out that. Thankfully, I have lots of Hellfires. Ileana, I could probably do with giving you something like Mend at this point. Shop, Mend Staff for Ileana, as her magic is very high, and I'd much rather just finish off the staff rank. Reese, where are you? There you are. A rank in staves. Pretty good. Devdan. I'm going to convoy the Silver Lance for the time being. Or no, heavy lance. I'll let you keep the silver lance. In the meantime, I'll let you keep the spear, as I kind of need some ranged weapons on most of my characters for this next chapter. The iron sword can go back in there, and Brom. Take the short spear, as I don't need a lot of it. But I do want ranged weapons on everybody. Ike, you have the sonic sword, which should be fine. And everybody else is looking good. Not much else to say. Let's save and let's get into the chapter. Solo. Very peculiar name, Solo. Yes, let's get in here. A small unit on a survey mission. That's the plan. However, though we've taken the castle, there's still pockets of resistance. And he's in charge of watching the castle at this point. However, you're taking the princess along. Even if we split our battalion, we have more than enough men to handle both tasks. So, and for this mission, I'd like to keep the number of people involved as low as possible. Interesting. But we will compromise. You know, for someone from Benyon, you're pretty flexible. It speeds things up considerably. That's pretty nice. One must be accessible and quickly adapt to the circumstances around them. Very well said. Nasir mentioned Palmani Temple. Well, let's go look inside and let's see what's up. Although I'm sure he has reasons as well. Although besides my family, the only people I know who showed the medallion to are Titania, Princess Valencia, and Nasir. Huh. Why did he do it? Thinking about the past isn't going to help. Let's take a look at this temple. Ike's telling the truth, albeit it's weird. Here we are, the temple. Big white bird on top of the roof. Wait, is that? Yep. Looks like he spotted us. Here he comes. Hi, Reyson. What are you doing here? I thought you were going back to Phoenicis with the Hawk King and Leanne. I had, but I suddenly felt as if someone was calling to me. Well, here we are. I suspect that someone led me here, and now your rival seems to confirm it. And he came by himself. And Leanne was sleeping. I think I can fly off on my own for a little while. Well, you can't fight, so I question your decision to come to Daein on your own, which is true. You capture the capital. Territory is under your control, isn't it? I should be safe here. But still, he is right. After all, there are soldiers traveling about. So I can imagine. I was safe all along. All I can imagine is your guardians flying here in blind panic. That's true. In the time, let's investigate this place. For the time being, let's have Reyson here. And Schaefer. Crimean army is here. They want to investigate the temple. Meanwhile, but if they find us mercenaries who side with Daein, they'll wipe us out. Interesting. It is with the will of the goddess. Resign yourself to your fate and accept it. No one's gonna roll over to die. Dying for sissies, so tell me. How many are there? Used to be 10 or so, including the woman. That's good news. And is it? I guess we'll find out. We can take care of this on our own. It'll be like stealing baby from the cradle. Damn, overconfidence really does blind you to arrogance. And lead him inside. Let's not whisper a word about us being house, or else ka-chink. But don't forget, you've got all of your other recruits under control. Unless you want them to meet the goddess early, do as you're told. Looks like these bandits are strong-arming us, or strong-arming the enemies. I feel so bad for this poor guy. Very well. You're shaking. Oh, goddess, please forgive him. And then realize it's a trap. Please forgive me. I thought something like this might happen. Not if you're getting out of here alive. You're not even going to slow us down. We said we were going to fight fair. That's true. What are they doing? Bring out the others. Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to use all the priests as shields. Not going to fight fair at all. Oh, mercy. Please help them. After we just talked about Boyd and people being scumbags, we literally get one of them. Forgive us. We can't allow our brothers to die. Very well said. In the meantime, try to save as many of them as possible. Let's go. Choose units. We get 11. So one pair has to stay behind. So Leth and Reese, I think, are probably the best people to leave behind in this case. This map... Actually, wait. Before you decide on Leth... Yeah, now I remember why I wanted to have ranged weapons. Okay, no thief on that side to start. There's a thief on that side, though. That's a bit annoying. But yeah, with that said, I think it's probably better if I have Leth, especially for this side. This is mostly a battle of making sure that these priests don't get hit. By the way, though you can kill them, you want to try to avoid it because all the priests, including Toonami, will actually drop. Will give you bonus experience for each one that you leave alive. The goal is to defeat the boss anyway, so there's not much to worry there. He has both a killer bow and a killer axe, and the killer bow is dropped. He has Colossus, which is honestly kind of worthless. But hey, that's how I feel about it. In the meantime, not a lot else to say. I want Leth, that's for sure. And Tormod and the others are gonna just have to do their job. In the meantime, remember that hint that Ike gave earlier to about hitting somebody that you don't want to fight? Reese, Tormod, I want you to say. I need Khalil to stay. Honestly, I might just be best to have Brom and Boyd sit out, but I think that I want both. I need to at least have one person sit out this chapter in addition to Reese. So I think people that I want to sit out. For this chapter, I'll sit out not Brom. Brom's gonna be useful. I promise. I'm gonna set out probably Tormod. Yeah, Tormod. As I don't need that many healers. And I think, with that said, if I'm going to do that, let's get some vulneraries on people. One of the few times I'm actually glad I kept most of them. Boyd, you still have the elixir from way the heck back in the early game. Take that to use vulnerary. Full use, full use. Vulnerary onto you. Devdan, take a vulnerary. Khalil, you absolutely need one. In the meantime, Volk, you're perfectly fine, I think. Leth, you have enough vulneraries to get by. In the meantime, I gotta figure out which way I'm gonna have everybody go. I think... This is such a tough part, is deciding where everybody goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meanwhile, Khalil, 20. How fast are you? Iron Blade is 15. That actually makes you faster than Myrmidon. That's amazing. So, Rolf, I'll move you up there. Leth will have you move around everybody. And Boyd, you should be fine there. Everybody else who's going forward, see Hark over there. I basically just kind of have to stand over to the side here. Most of these guys are completely unarmed too, with Tonami and the priest back here having light tomes. This is namely a battle of close range, but you do want some long range because of these guys. It makes it easier to shove these priests out of the way, as they are fairly light. I sent Tormod back because he can't really shove that well, as a result. But I'll cover this and more of this chapter in the next part. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. The next part is in the description, or it should be on screen right now. I'll see you for the battle in the next part.